time. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. I want to affectionately welcome all of you to this Holy Name Immersion retreat. One thing I first want to say of my chest, so to say. There are so many of you whom I know personally, with whom we have talked, and with whom deep personal relationships have started and have progressed. I very much welcome you. It is a great honor, a privilege, joy, and an affectionate delight to be with you, and I do hope we will have in between opportunities to exchange some personal words. The second thing I want to say in the very beginning is that this Holy Name Immersion can give us, all of us, beginner, advanced, facilitator, staff member, Kirtaniya, participant, great spiritual insights and benefits. Actually, if we do everything right, then nothing less than Krishna's appearance in our heart can happen. Yes, the Lord, He says, when devotees come together to glorify Him, He's there in the midst. So this is not a small undertaking, so to say. It's not a casual undertaking. It is something quite wonderful, quite moving, and so on. In this retreat, or in all these types of retreats, there is a mission or an understanding. It's that all the things in this world can actually be done by others. Everything. What you do can be done by others, except one thing that lies solely and only and exclusively in your hands. That is your own spiritual upliftment. This is the one thing which is really in your hands. The type of talks which we have, the type of work which we do, the travels we do, the melodies which we sing, all the preparations which we cook, the mistakes which we make, all this can be done by others. But this one thing, your own spiritual upliftment, is entirely your own exclusive task. It belongs to you only. And therefore I want to always say at the outset of a retreat, yes, we have made arrangements. Look at our decorations. It shows clouds of mercy which pour down the nectar of the Holy Name. It's a minimalistic art, but it is very, 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 it talks a lot, it means a lot. And so yes, we have invited the best Kirtaniyas and their shadows. We have, I notice I speak a little German English because you don't laugh. We have tried to make yagyas to Indra that he please is just enough cooling, not too cooling, and so on. But what happens to each one of you is not in our hands. It is in your hands alone. Usually in ISKCON there are now 5 rules. Don't talk about Krishna. Talk about politics. Talk about what goes wrong, what others do wrong. Talk about recipes, but don't talk about Krishna and your personal advancement. I know it sounds a little, why does he say it? My dear devotees, the times which are coming, times of change, I think all of you smell it in the air. Things won't be the same in 5 years, 2 years from now. Require deep spiritual roots. And I think that is why all of you have chosen to bring your lotus feet in the yoga shala. Because, yes, if we can dedicate ourselves to this one task, the spiritual upliftment, and perhaps get more inspirations and also, I would say, tools and motivations and desire in our heart to move forward in our relationship to the Holy Name, then we know our roots will grow deep, and we will we will dance into the new times. We will go and take all the opportunities which these new times bring us. Change is good for those who have deep roots, because they can use it to do wonderful things that were not possible easily before. So, yes, it's a serious work. There is a verse in the Bhagavatam, tasyeva heto prayateta kovida. It means intelligent person should endeavor only for that goal, which is not obtainable even by wandering from Brahmaloka down to Pataloka, from Los Angeles and to New York. No, this is a new interpretation. Sense enjoyment can be obtained automatically in course of time, just as in course of time we obtain miseries without desiring. So yes, this is old stuff, what we can learn through our senses. The intelligent people want to learn what they can learn through their purified heart, what they can see with the eyes of the spirit that is awakened by the Holy Name. Prabhupada says, those who are a little philosophically inclined should try to get into the permanent life of bliss and knowledge. My dear devotees, get into the permanent life of bliss and knowledge. What beautiful English, no? Where we will not be forced to return to the miserable material world. He should not be tempted by the changeable positions in this world. So, yes, what I wish to say is Prabhu's, Prabhu's, and all of you who have come, the joyful, the convinced, the doubtful with many questions, if we apply ourselves properly to this effort which lies in front of us, we can actually develop a very permanent improvement in our relationship with Krishna. I just come from Simhachalam, that's a farm in the south of Germany where only one deity is worshipped, the deity of Nrsimha. And we had a beautiful Nrsimha Caturdasi at 8:32. We all were in the temple room. It was filled beyond capacity. And we saw at that moment a huge commotion between the curtain that was drawn. There was clearly a fight of the greatest universal proportions going on. And then the curtain did not open for a long time. Later, 15 minutes later, some of us thought there will be no darshan of Lord Nrsimhadev on his appearance day. I asked the pujari, why did he come so late? And the pujari said, the Lord appears when he wants, and he wants to appear when you are very eager. I think we tried everything, but nothing worked. There was only did you see the fight? Yes, I saw. What was it? We don't know what it was. It was the Lord performing his Leela, but we couldn't see it with these eyes. But then we knew we had to pray so that the Lord will come in a form that everyone can see with the eyes. I feel like this in a Holy Name retreat also. We are just coming here together. We have hopes or no hopes, it depends on you, how spiritually alert and awake you are. And the Lord can make his appearance through the Holy Name. He has said so, he would come. And in many such events, where I have either participated in some function, there were wonderful appearances for the Lord. But we will have to be a little bit, we have to work on our commitment to the process. And I will talk a little later what that commitment could be. Now I want you to look at the piece of paper that has been given to you, the song sheet. We will sing a song about the glories of the Holy Name, because that's a good entry, to glorify the Holy Name. And then Bhaktivinoda Thakur goes to describe the potency. He says, my heart is always burning with the heat of desires. It's like a desert, but the Holy Name, when it is heard through the ears, goes into this desert and showers it with transcendental nectar. And then he describes the states of consciousness he goes through. I think we all know when we drink a potent Ayurvedic juice, it may bring shivering in the body, it may make the face color in different ways. So the nectar of the Holy Name makes the whole, has effects on the whole body. And he goes on to describe all the ecstatic symptoms which happen and loses 90% of us because it doesn't happen in our case. But then he does one verse. It's verse 6. If you look, the holy name of Krishna is just like a bud of the flower of ecstatic love. You know, a bud indicates potential. When it blooms and then blossoms, whoa, the bud shows smells and colors. By its own potency, one sentence later, the holy name gradually manifests its forms and qualities. So, I always like to see it like this. we may have difficulties in our chanting. We may sometimes see that our mind drifts away. Some of us may find difficulties to complete the number of rounds that they wish to complete. But the Holy Name has power. It can overcome our own lack of taste and mistakes. It can make us blossom. The flower doesn't blossom on its own. It requires good rain. So our chanting requires good inspiration, good mercy. And then we can also feel these extraordinary qualities. I would like to make a reflective exercise for you in the beginning. We have painted a picture here, and I think we have. You have all this picture. Is it true? Yes, I see it. Wonderful, wonderful. My dear devotees, every day, no, every year, now since more than 20 or 30 years, I'm disappearing from the world for the month of Kartik, which I exclusively dedicate to the chanting of the Holy Name. And this year, I stayed at a place where I had a room with a shower. I'm a little old, I'm becoming old, but throughout the day I had a little bhajan kutir, which I could use for almost all of the days except one. In that one day, there was a huge snake there who was hunting for a rat who shared the bhajan kutir with me. It couldn't get the rat, but it was so frustrated when I came in to sit down in the bhajan kutir. It looked at me with these ice-cold eyes that told me, "You are my food." And I remember I said, no, just wait a moment, and then ran and told the workers, and they knew how to catch the snake and bring it. They caught it with a snake catcher, and they asked me if they should kill it, and I said, no killing goes on in Vrindaban. Bring it to a field and then turn around in circles as many times as you can, and then throw it, and then it has lost its orientation and hopefully has forgotten Sacinandana Swami, or at least the direction where he can find him. So this was just one day, but it was quickly forgotten. The other days were just chanting before Tulsi Devi. And yes, when it is said there is a transcendental law in spiritual life, ye jatomang prapatyanti, in the degree someone surrenders to Krishna, the Lord reciprocates. And I could see something that I think lies in the experience of all of us. I could see the river of chanting. Sometimes we are like that mountain. Our soul is asleep beneath layers of forgetfulness of Krishna that pressure our heart like a mountain. But when we get the clouds of unconditioned mercy that is here pouring over us, Krishna and the devotees are there for us, even if we sometimes feel a little dull. Then the chanting starts. In the beginning, when a river starts, you can look it up in your sheet of paper. This is called the headwaters of the river, the source of a river. It flows usually narrow, it's cold, and it's very fast and frisky. At times we find ourselves also in the headwaters of chanting. It's as if we are just beginning the chanting. We are chanting, but it's mechanical. We are cold, the chanting feels cold. We are usually not very deep. The chanting is also not very immersed. And we may feel, in a light-hearted mood, I gave vows, and now I'm suffering. I must somehow or other chant them. This is the headwaters, the beginning of chanting. But sometimes it comes that we come in the middle water. Here the river gains volume. It slows slightly. It's no longer so fast. It becomes wider, and it begins to nourish the banks left and right, and the seeds which are there. So this is comparable to our chanting when we go into the mid-waters of our chanting, or the middle waters. Our chanting flows at that time with more steadiness. We bring devotional feelings to our chanting. We are in a good spiritual mood, perhaps grateful to Krishna. And it's easy for us to keep up our spiritual habits with ease. Our heart becomes at that time increasingly fertile, and the seeds of service sprout. We are no longer an ego. We are ready to serve unconditionally, and we have realizations. We are nourished. We feel hopeful by the chanting and alive. Then there is another experience which also I think most of us have. I would dare to say all of us. It's a deep flow. This is the point when the river becomes broad and deep. Its flow is powerful but steady, capable of shaping landscapes and sustaining complex habitats, it's called in German, places where wildlife lives and bananas grow and so on. So we may also experience the deep flow, maybe not so often, but I think all of us at times experience deep absorption in the holy name. Our chanting feels strong and unwavering. We are not easily distracted, and blessings flow our way. We begin to see something is changing in my consciousness that is brought by the mercy of the holy name. And we feel I could do this kirtan forever. I know from my own experience that there are kirtans which I lead where I always look to the wristwatch. How much longer it has to go on. That's when I'm in the headwaters of chanting. My heart is cold and so on. But there are other times where I think, well, it's already over. Where did the time go? That was when I was in the deep flow. Then there is the last experience of chanting. I could call it delta chanting. It's the point where the river meets the ocean or sea. We have these grace-filled Krishna moments. That's the best way to say it. We are moved, and perhaps tears flow from our eyes. We hide our face behind our shirt, if there's still some room in the shirt where we can pull it up. We feel Krishna is so real, and a sweetness overcomes us. This is when we can surrender to Krishna in loving union. There are no wants. We feel I could die even at this moment. I'm at the perfect place, the perfect time. Very, very close to Krishna. So these are some experiences which the chanter has and which are described in songs like the one which we just sang. I would like to ask you to reflect a little on the river of your own chanting. You have this note with this piece of paper. Can I perhaps just see it to see the paper with the river? Yes, I will return it. Yeah, it's ideal. What I request you to do is either to write on this piece of paper, or have you obtained a notebook, if I may ask? You have obtained. Oh, a beautiful one, as I see. Can I please just... My God, this retreat is so well organized. Ooh. Then perhaps it's better if you later stick this on your note thing, on your notebook, and write numbers. Headwater number 1, middle stream number 2, deep flow number 3, and delta 4. And you try to take this image, if you want, and answer in your notebook 3 questions. The first question, my dear devotee, is, what is the story of my own relationship with the Holy Name until now? I would just write, in my case, just to give you an idea, I would write, heard first the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra from the record, which was produced by George Harrison, and started to chant when Brian Jones of the Rolling Stones fell dead on the ground, And then I started Holy Name retreats and so on. Just write in short paraphrases. And the second question is perhaps easier. What has called me to this retreat? Why are you here? There must be a reason. Was it because you saw the announcement and you thought, wow, I have heard about such retreats. Mahatma Prabhu gives excellent retreats like this. I wanted to experience it myself. Or do you perhaps feel, oh, I think there's room for improvement in my chanting, like this? And the third question, what do I hope will blossom in my relationship with the Holy Name through this retreat? Are there some hopes which you have, something that will come to you, some improvement? I really request you to give it some thoughts. I know some of you have traveled and the mind is still a little bit full of trees that race through your brain, the trees you saw when you passed them. or you may be like me, a little jet-lagged and brain-dead. But please give your best, because we will do a partner sharing exercise at the end. And it's nice if you have something to contribute to the discussion with your partner. My dear devotees, these things, they are called manana, reflection. They will help you to till the ground a little. The heart is a field. It can be fertile, but it might have to be tilled. Is that the right English word? Plowed, perhaps, but tilled is a little bit less aggressive. You need to move a little bit so that you stir up some good thoughts. So we will have for this writing exercise 7 minutes. That's a lot of time, and you can write also in short. How do you say? Short. What is bullet points? I think you say. Good. So please start now. You have all the questions there on the thing, on the notebook. Can you all see, or do we have to, this side of the room, do we have to move it a little? No, yes, middle. Good. So if we move it, turn it a little, you will see it's very useful. Bodhidharma Prabhu always says, when you write, try to write, it's your notebook. You don't have to publish it on your social media. So it can be a little private, a little confidential. It's for you. If you do not want to write to all the points because no thoughts come, no problem. Just try to stir up a little bit. And I think you will find good answers for everything. I think when we go through our life and see it in these images, a river, a climb, it's much easier to relate to the life as a process, as an ongoing process. What is sometimes dangerous in our lives is when we stagnate, when we stay at the same point and do not move on. Life is a journey, they say. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita it says the chanting of the holy name initiates the flow of the river of auspiciousness. Something happens. I want to see if I can awaken your reflection on your holy name even a little bit more. Maybe 10 years ago or 15 years, my recollection is not always so good. I lived for a month, this Kartik month, somewhere hidden away in Braj at Radhakund, in the outskirts of Radhakund. And every morning at 3 o'clock, I heard a voice of one person who was singing with his kartals, like this. You know how they play, not so maybe artful as one can play the kartals. And he was singing with such a longing that although 3 o'clock was a little early for me, I was getting up at 4 o'clock. I would anticipate this 3 o'clock because he came by always 3 o'clock. It was always 3 o'clock on the full hour. Hare Krishna, really a lonely voice in the night. Sometimes there were street dogs howling, and he seemed to be one of those, longingly calling out. It was very similar, and I became so accustomed to this that every 3 o'clock I would wake up, and finally I said, "Oh, mist! Mist is, I think you can understand what it means in English." I get up at 3 o'clock, and one day I was ready for my project. I wanted to stalk him in the darkness. I had a translator with me, and I waited, and that day he didn't come at 3 o'clock, as if he knew me, but the next day I had him. These great devotees, they are not public figures. More and more the great devotees hide from the public, because there's so much tourism going on in the name of spirituality that they don't feel confident to mix. Anyway, so I very humbly said, Oh, Sadhu Maharaj, kripa karo, kripa karo. This is what you say, give me mercy. I knew the lines, you know, so Papi, Papi, I'm a sinner, you know, and so on. And then he just stopped and he looked at me. What do you want? And I said to the translator, tell him I have this question, what is his secret? How can he sing like this? And get up every morning and just chant. And the translator translated it, and the sadhu looked at me, questioning or trying to find out if I was serious. Did I mean my question? Did I really want to know why he was chanting or how to chant? And apparently he thought this boy needs mercy, this man needs mercy, and he said, listen, I do not know any other sadhana than calling for the Lord and remembering that He is here and that He is listening. And that's how I chant. I call and I know my Lord is just there. It goes from my heart to my lips and into His ears and into His heart. That's how I chant. And now I must continue to chant. So he then continued chanting, and I heard him disappearing in the night. It was very, very instructive. I met him again and again. Sometimes I want to give him something, but he rarely accepts anything. He only takes what he absolutely requires. He's a Nam Vrati. He chants all day. He begs his food, and his eyes are full of light when he looks at you. And I have never forgotten that this chanting really is a relationship, or as Srila Prabhupada used to say, calling like a child for the mother. No, it was very moving to see someone who did this really, and who was willing to give it his life, so to say. And I was very much, it helped me very much to understand this thing that chanting is a call like the child for the mother. It is more a relationship than it is anything else. And if our chanting comes alive because of that connection, my dear devotees, there is no difficulty to chant for many hours in Kirtan or Japa, because when you are with a beloved person, if you really love him, you or her, or the baby, or whatever, you don't look at the wristwatch. You know, you are happy. You may look at the wristwatch for reasons like, maybe I want to serve now some food which I have organized, but you don't look impatiently at the wristwatch. Oh, when is it over? My time with the beloved person. I feel bored. No, you feel like this. So we want to all come to this level of chanting in a relationship, chanting with Sambandha, and for that we may have to develop a few qualities. We have with our team in preparation suggested a few symbols of transformation. Maybe, my dear devotees, you need to have the shell as your symbol, where you sometimes go in a shell like these shell living entities. Or maybe you need to count your japa beat if there's still your beats, if there's still 108 beats on your japa. You may look at a seed. What do you want to plant in your heart? You may want to re-examine your tilak. How much do you identify with the devotee of the Lord? You may take inspiration from the stone to be a little bit more strong and unmovable. And maybe some of you need the conch shell to wake up in the morning. Woo! It's time. Join the 5 a.m. club, and so on. So sometimes these, my symbol is for chanting is the cartels, pair of cartels, because that ring of the sadhu, that unartful ring of the cartels of that sadhu who taught me a lesson on relationship is my symbol. Whatever it is, my dear devotees, this retreat will help us to transform our chanting, to wake up in our chanting. I want you now to turn to a partner. It could be anyone who's next to you, and perhaps you and share with the partner two things. First, what were your reflection when you dealt with the river of chanting, which this one, yes. Could you see yourself in that river of chanting? What was a memorable experience perhaps for you, or what called you to this retreat? Please share, and then share also with your partner what you could do to make your retreat a little bit more would you like to make it a pizza retreat where you eat mostly pizzas? I hope they serve pizzas here. Would you like to make it? I'm trying to provoke your thinking, no? By putting a few symbols out. Or would you like to? What do you think you can give into this retreat to make it something really rewarding? Please find a partner. I know some of you are introverts like me. I'm not a typical introvert, but and you may be a little shy. Overcome your shyness. I will ask you to do a few things where you will need to overcome your comfort zone in relationship to chanting. So you might as well start now. Find a partner and talk with them, not on the newest movie which you have seen, but on the subject matter. What came when you went into this imagery in relationship to chanting, and then what would you like to give so that your retreat becomes a wonderful experience of building a relationship with Krishna. Please start now. We have again around 5 to 7 minutes. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you very much for stirring your own heart a little bit and moving things a little. My dear devotees, this sharing with devotees and also this type of reflections, approaching the holy name, and also our, let us say, our lack of taste, or our skills, or our tastes from a new perspective may help us to get a new idea. I have a few very wonderful and deep processes in my mind. One comes from my new book on meditation and chanting, and so on. I do hope to move you a little bit. I can't say the word shake here because it sounds so aggressive, but that's perhaps till the field of your heart a little, so that new things can grow, new habits can come. Because I think we all agree that we have faith in the holy name, and we have experienced not only headwaters, we have also delta chanting, where we could feel them. Really, the Lord is reciprocating, the Lord is there. But to have that on a daily basis, and our daily chanting experience is not always given to all of us. So this chanting is meant to bring us to feel alive. This retreat, I wanted to say, hopes to give us this aliveness. Please remember, everything else in this world can be done by someone else, but this sincere work to uplift your own spiritual life, that is entirely, exclusively in your hands. Yes, the devotees can give you new inspirations and new impulses, but to move your life, that is up to you. And I think this is the beauty of spiritual life. It's my work. It's my painting of life, which I'm meant to paint. Good. I want to just chant for a little, not more than 5 minutes, and then you will get very important informations how this retreat is run and how to make best use of it, and the things which you also need to know to make your stay here the most, let me say, physically and mentally nourishing stay also. Good, so we will chant just a little bit. Please let us chant all together. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gauranga Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare I go Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Sila Prabhupada Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Vrindavan Chanda Radha Vrindavan Chanda Sri Radhe Re Re Sri Radhe Hare Krishna.